us to live any other way was nuts.
Let's talk about the Goodfellas screenings. 25th anniversary, and Jon Stewart is moderating. What are you expecting of that?
I don't know. From him, I don't know. But it's nice. It's hard to imagine that it's been 25 years, but it has.
You went to high school in Tribeca. You have a hotel here, restaurants. So much of your life is invested in Tribeca. Why?
I just started coming down here to find a place to train for Raging Bull. And then I wound up living here and invested in the neighborhood. And then the festival we started.
So you're obviously one of the most iconic actors of all time. And that means with that status, people do impersonations of you. There are many famous ones. Paul Rudd.
These shoes? Hey, on these shoes?
Well, I haven't seen some. The only one I remember that I've seen is Alec Baldwin. I liked his.
You assault him a little bit you did.
A lot of people have, around the world, do impressions of you. I wonder if I could show you some, and then maybe you could critique them.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's it. It's kind of a strange thing to see yourself imitated, because you see things you don't like that nobody even thinks about of yourself. You say, oh, it makes me cringe. But what can I say? It's flattering in a way.
A popular comedian called Will Sasso. This is you doing slang words.
YOLO, swag, twerk.
And I apologize for that.
So what do you think?
Good, funny.
I think he'll be honored.
Good job.
John Sarlin joining us live. John, how come you didn't do an impression of De Niro? Are you doing one right now?
That would be so scary. I'm terrified of him.
Is it all about the squinty eye and like the tongue out in a little bit away like that? I don't even know.
It is. So I looked on Vine. We found all these Vine impersonations. Like 95% of them are Taxi Driver. Almost all of them. Or some of them are just the face.
Yeah.
He's like the only actor you can just do with a face.
I love that how he reacted to some of those. All right. In a little more than a decade, De Niro's film festival, it's become huge. It's key to the film industry. What's been going on there this year?
It's massive. It grows every year. This is the place where kind of up-and-coming filmmakers start, and there are a lot of programs. I got to go to an incredible speech. It was Stephen Colbert interviewing George Lucas. It was incredible. I got to see Stephen Colbert as the geek, the true geek that he is. If you know Stephen Colbert, you know he's a fan of Lord of the Rings, but he's a huge Star Wars fan, and it was just so fun getting to see him interview his idol.
George Lucas does not seem happy to see Stephen Colbert in any of these pictures.
Well, I was waiting around at the end, and I got to see the fans waiting for George Lucas, and it was like the Beatles.
Oh,
he's like 70. He's not the youngest guy, and they were charging at him.
I can only imagine. Tell me about the 25th anniversary of Goodfellas.
So I talked to Mr. De Niro about this. Jon Stewart is hosting it. He's going to interview the full cast of the Goodfellas. It's the 25th anniversary. If you've seen basic cable in the last 20 years, you've seen some part of the Goodfellas. It's as iconic a movie as it can be, and it's one of my favorites. It's one of pretty much everyone who cares about cinema's favorite films. So it'll be great to see Jon Stewart do his classic New Jersey voice.
Yeah.
and talk to the cast.
I watched Goodfellas and all three Godfathers last Sunday. John Sarlin, thanks for joining us.